on DC News Now at 4. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk shot and killed.
We will catch this individual.
The FBI now offering $100,000 in a reward, the latest on the investigation.
Then the first rescuer inside the Pentagon on 9/11 sharing his story.
Those memories you can't really just erase.
How he's turned to music as a way to spread hope.
Well, we are going to continue to see warm conditions as we end out the work week. Keep it here. We'll talk more about your Friday forecast up next.
Then, sick of paying at the pump? Time is ticking to save big on electric vehicles. We're stretching your dollar.
And the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers. What we can expect tonight.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Annalisa Gale. Right now, the search continuing for the suspect in the deadly shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He was shot and killed yesterday during one of his events at a Utah college campus there.
The FBI releasing these photos today of a person of interest and offering a $100,000 reward. And law enforcement announced this morning that they recovered a weapon. The Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner speaking this morning on the manhunt.
We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this. We will catch this individual.
Now, here is the video from that scene this morning, and we've learned Vice President J.D. Vance is flying Kirk's casket along with his family aboard Air Force Two from Utah to Arizona.
Well, we have team coverage this afternoon. DC News Now's Maddie Beard Temple has reaction from lawmakers on the Hill, and we'll hear from her coming up in our next half hour. But first, let's head to DC News Now's Marielle Carbone.
And Marielle, the shooting comes at a time when political tensions are high, and some are fearing political violence is becoming too common.
Yeah, Annalisa, we know that lawmakers in Utah are calling this a political assassination. Back in June, a Minnesota lawmaker was murdered in her home. And in April, the governor of Pennsylvania, his home was targeted for arson. So this political violence, it is happening as polarizing rhetoric continues. The shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk is showcasing the heightened reality of U.S. politics.
It's honestly scary.
For GW student Adi.
Overall, just a bad sign for democracy, whether you like him or not, that someone is getting publicly murdered.
There are some deeply irreconcilable political differences among the American citizenry and electorate that don't currently have a nonviolent political path for resolution.
Aram Seinreich is a communications professor at American University and says the polarization in politics isn't new.
It's something that happens periodically during moments of political flux and instability in our country.
What makes it different now, in part, is how people engage in political discourse.
Social media platforms like TikTok or Instagram or Facebook have algorithms, and those algorithms reward people for posting incendiary hot takes.
He also believes it's a top-down issue.
The President of the United States threatening to go to war on one of the country's largest cities.
Is there a way for us as a society to kind of tone some of this down when our leadership may not?
Yes, every single one of us in our own small way plays a role in setting the temperature of political debate and the level of violence that's acceptable in public. And each of us can tone down our own rhetoric.
This is just a major structural problem.
For Adi, the pathway forward isn't so clear.
It may be asking to boil the ocean when you pose a question like, what can we do at large?
Yeah, and many people we spoke to today saying that no one should be killed for their political views. Reporting in Northwest, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you. And Representative Anna Paulina Luna now calling on social media sites to remove videos of conservative activist Charlie Kirk's murder from their platforms. In a statement on X, she called on Elon Musk and TikTok to remove those videos, saying, quote, he has a family, young children, and no one should be forced to relive this tragedy online. Representative Lauren Boebert also supportive of Luna's request to remove those videos.
And for the latest, you can head to our website, DCNewsNow.com.
All right, switching gears now, turning over to meteorologist Brittany Ward here on this Friday Eve. It has been looking a lot better out there in terms of the weather conditions, Mark.
Yeah, Brittany, no complaints here.
Yeah, you know, we actually saw peaks of sunshine today. Those temperatures finally warmed up, giving away to a gorgeous Thursday afternoon across the region. The good news is we're going to be holding on to those quiet conditions as we head into tonight, followed into the weekend. Now, we do have a coastal flood advisory. This will be going in effect in the next hour at 5 p.m. for those areas highlighted in that lighter green color. Charles County, Maryland, and then King George's County, Virginia. This will expire at 8 p.m. But then as you head further north out towards Anne Arundel County, this advisory will actually expire at midnight tonight. And that's because high tide in these areas will be happening within the next few hours. That could cause for us to see some coastal flooding, especially in those low-lying areas. So if you are going to be in those areas this evening, just do keep that in mind. Satellite and radar is showing you those clouds started to give way to sunshine this afternoon. We do have a weak cold front that's starting to pass through Pennsylvania. This is going to be dissipating as it reaches closer to our area, so not expecting to see any precipitation out of this. But behind it, we do have high pressure. That's going to dive its way in, giving us quiet conditions as we head into the weekend. But I am tracking rain in that 7-day forecast. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that, guys, up next.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Today marks 24 years since the September 11th attacks, and remembrance ceremonies are being held across the country for the nearly 3,000 lives lost that day. At the Pentagon, 189 lives lost. 53 passengers were on board American Airlines Flight 77. President Trump and the First Lady spoke earlier.
To every member that still feels a void every day of your lives, the First Lady and I unite with you in sorrow. And today, as one nation, we renew our sacred vow that we will never forget September 11th, 2001.
DC News Now's Randy Bass will have more on the story coming up at 4:15.
Well, today, people in Maryland honoring hundreds of firefighters who died in the attack on the World Trade Center on September 11th. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree covers Montgomery County for us. He has more on the unique event bringing the community together.
The second annual 9/11 Memorial Rock and Stair Climb here in Gaithersburg pays tribute to more than 300 New York City firefighters who died on 9/11. In addition to honoring them, it also helps those they left behind.
Just to come here today and just to experience that, and everybody coming together as one, and the unity part of this is just something you got to experience.
David Kirk has been a volunteer firefighter for 24 years, beginning his service the year the terrorist attacks on the U.S. took place.
I remember this kind of, on day one like it happened, right? I was in high school, kind of saw the stuff, unfolding on the news, and, the first thing I think of was getting home and getting to the firehouse to be around my brotherhood, to kind of be there for everybody.
For the past 2 years, Kirk has worked with the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation to bring the 9/11 Memorial Rock and Stair Climb to Gaithersburg.
343, that's how many firefighters died on 9/11 that we have honored. Our mission is to provide resources to the families of the fallen firefighters.
It's a physical tribute to the New York City firefighters who died in the wake of the attack on the World Trade Center. People climbed the equivalent of 110 stories. That was the height of the Twin Towers.
Doing the stairs today was an absolutely incredible experience. It was a moment of reflection for me.
They've made the ultimate sacrifice, and so it means something for us to be able to contribute to that and show our appreciation.
And there are dozens of stair climb events taking place across the country this year. The proceeds from those events goes to loved ones of firefighters who have died. In Gaithersburg, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
Kevon, thank you. Also developing now, D.C. police are searching for these two suspects. They're on your screen. They are accused of hitting law enforcement cars. Police say Secret Service and FBI agents were on patrol near Pomeroy Road in Southeast Washington when their cars were sideswiped by two other cars. This happened last month just before 10 p.m. on August 28th. One of those cars were going fast and the other driver pinned an agent to his car before leaving. Right now, a $10,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest and conviction.
A physical therapist in Northern Virginia has been accused of inappropriately touching a client. Police charged 34-year-old Samuel Young Choi We're showing you a picture right now because there are concerns that there may be additional victims. They say that the victim reported that Choi blocked her from leaving an appointment and then took her phone at his office on Innovation Park Drive in Merrifield. Now, they also say that investigators learned that the woman was assaulted on a separate occasion while being treated by Choi. Choi faces sexual battery, robbery, and abduction. He's being held without bond. Montgomery County police have arrested a man who they say was impersonating a police officer. Police arrested 67-year-old Alejandro Zunca while he was driving a car with police markings and red and blue flashing lights.
DC News Now's Liberty Simmons is joining us live at Silver Spring, Maryland, now with the very latest on this community update from police. Liberty, what are we learning?
Well, Annalisa and Mark, officers say Zunca had everything from police line tape to uniform items and even a replica black pistol, and it was all caught on camera.
I just pulled over a van that is advertising itself as police with red and blue flashing lights.
Body-worn camera footage shows Montgomery County Police pulling over this Ford with markings saying police and policia on its doors.
Why are you advertising yourself as police?
That's crazy. On August 29th, officers say 67-year-old Alejandro Zunca was driving in the area of New Hampshire Avenue and East Shaw Avenue.
I think it's very alarming. First off, the police are out there to protect and serve. But if I see flashing lights, I am going to automatically want to stop because it's what I'm supposed to do.
Are you a police officer? I was.
They say Zunca was impersonating a police officer and driving a car equipped to resemble a police cruiser.
You have police marked all over this vehicle. You made a big mistake. You have what appears to be a weapon on you.
But officers say Zunca did not provide any identification or documentation verifying current or former status as a police officer.
It's scary for my safety because if I don't know if he's a real police officer or not, either way I'm going to try to act as normal as I can to not get in trouble. And if he has a fire on him, that's possibly my life at danger right there. So yeah, that's a scary one for sure.
Officers arrested Zunca, and upon searching his vehicle, they found a trove of items resembling police equipment, from uniforms to badges and a replica gun.
But knowing there's somebody out there that was able to access lights and a fake gun or whatever he had, that's very dangerous.
And officers say that Zunca was charged and released on bond, and if you see or encounter him acting as law enforcement, to contact Montgomery County Police. For now, live here in Silver Spring, Maryland, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
All right, Liberty, thank you. Well, the Washington Commanders are just a few hours away from kickoff and in Green Bay there as they'll take on the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football. It'll be the first road test of the season for the Commanders. Coming up later in this hour, we'll hear from the team as Sports Director Derek Forrest previews his primetime matchup with us.